Om Namah Shivaya, Shivji Sada Sahai. Om Namah Shivaya, Guruji Sada Sahai. Shukrana Guruji Maharaj, Shukrana to the entire Sangat, Guruji's Pyari Sangat. Guruji Maharaj is giving me this huge opportunity to share my journey with everyone. And Shukrana to all the people who are behind the organizing of this multilingual platform. And thank you, Guruji Maharaj, for giving me this opportunity. I hope I can carry out and justify whatever you say. And bhul chup maaf, anything wrong I say, I would like to apologize before itself. Thank you. So the journey with Guruji Maharaj has been start of my journey was very rockety. And But, when I hear other people's satsangs, it just amazes me that how similar our journeys have been. And it gives you the comfort that you are not alone in these kind of feelings. So when I got introduced to Guruji, it was actually in 2020. And 2020, my friend shared about Guruji. And at that time, I was totally not ready. And I was actually just saying in my heart to heart when she shared about Guruji that, in this age and time, how is this girl getting involved with gurus? So apologies, Guruji Maharaj, for even having that thought process. But that is how it started. But the most beautiful part was that when she told me about Guruji, I visualized his Swaroop. And his Swaroop, it just came in front of me. It's not even visualizing anything, it just came in front of me. And, a few minutes later, she takes me to the room, where she had set up Guruji's Darbar. And it was that very Swaroop, which I visualized. So how he makes it happen, I don't know, but that is how it started. So during the year, she did keep sending me a playlist. So I was connected to Guruji, but you're not connected till you're connected. So I was hearing his Shabad, Gurbani, and it was COVID times. So COVID times kept us listening to a lot of Shabad Gurbani, so which was very beautiful. But it was in 2021 where the whole turn came in my life. We were based in South Africa. I had been there for 24 years. And we decided to come to India to meet my husband's mother, who was going through a dementia. And I think my husband was very keen to come and see her once because she was having her moments where she would recognize you. She would recognize, but she was going through her lows. And I think COVID was probably adding to, the dementia because you're suddenly secluded from people. So we decided to take a trip down in April of 2021. And taking all kinds of precautions, wearing our double masks, not a single one, wearing that, that visor along with that so that, we don't contract anything and we're able to meet his mother so that she doesn't get affected either. But as luck would have it, within 8 days of our arriving, so we took a vaccine as well, but my husband contracted the virus. So he got the virus, and a few days later, I got COVID as well. So both of us were down with COVID. He was hospitalized first, and then 5 days later, I joined him. And we were both in the same room for about 3 days. And the fourth day, they felt the oxygen supply was not enough for him in the room and that they had to move him to the ICU. So he gets moved to the ICU, and a day later, life just changed. He just couldn't hold on, and I guess Guruji decided to just take him in his own sharan, which is something I did not understand for a while. I just could not understand and come to terms with. Because the most beautiful part was that he takes him and he gives me darshan. So that night, and probably if I'm not mistaken, it must have been the same moment that Guruji comes in my dreams. And he comes not in a physical form, but in the form of light and energy. There was so much light and energy that I was finding it difficult to handle it. But, I just didn't understand what it was. And it went off. It lasted a few minutes, probably 5, 7 minutes, and then that was it. But I shared it with my daughter that night, and then she shared it with the Sangha. And the Sangat said this was Guruji taking you in his grace. So the next day, again, as exact same dream with same light energy. The only difference being that there was this Om and Ek Gomkar symbols dancing in front of that energy and the light. And so again, I shared it with my daughter, and she shared it with the Sangha. Then I was told, this is definitely Guruji taking you in his grace. I said, that's wonderful. But, not knowing, I was not directly connected to Guruji, so I didn't know much, how it is that he takes you in his grace and how, the turning point comes in your life. So I decided to, the third day, nothing happens. And then the next day, I just think to myself, okay, I said, if it was you, Guruji, then I need to know for myself. I need some kind of a validation that it was you who had given me this darshan and that you were there, So the next day, just when I just think about this, there is a nurse who's going past my room, and I had these shabads playing, which I was being sent by Sangat during the COVID time, and playing in my room. And this nurse passes by and comes back. And then she says, Jai Guruji. And I said, I have not heard this term Jai Guruji, but how did you know that I know about Guruji? So she says, no, I heard you, the Shabad playing in the room, and I wanted to come and just be with you. So I said, okay, that's lovely. And then before I could say anything, she just said that, can I press your feet? Guruji is telling me to help you rest. And I had actually not slept in almost 4 nights. So she actually pressed my feet, put me to sleep. And she spent almost about 20 to 30 minutes, which I don't even know how, long she was there. And that was a time when, it was a battlefield. There were beds outside the hospital. The nurses and all were not leaving anywhere, and they had no time, no breathing time, because there were too many patients all over. But at a time like this, a validation from Guruji was unbelievable. So that was my first true connect with Guruji that made me feel that he is there with me. And then there onwards, I was being sent, a lot of forwards where messages were coming of how you should go about your treatment, that each, food, like langar, take it as a langar. And at each morsel that you put in your mouth, you should just take it as if it's your prasad and it's your medicine. So, it had such an impact on my life that I actually started, and I was, going through a phase where they were making me wear that mask, which was completely, my face was like from my nose to the ears, everything was blocked. And I used to feel very claustrophobic and uncomfortable because 24/7, I had to sit up. The moment I would lie down, I couldn't breathe. So my oxygen would drop immediately, anyways, So I couldn't take out the mask even for a second. It was just a second that I had to put the bite in my mouth and wear that mask back again. And it would take me about a few minutes to digest that food because there was no appetite, there was no desire to eat. Now, my husband was seeing me battling when we was together in the room. And when he went to the ICU, he called for his phone just to talk to me, just to talk to the F&B at the hospital, making sure that I'm getting the kind of diet that I'm able to digest and eat. So, he was concerned that I may not make it, but somewhere, I don't know how, that thought never crossed us that he may not make it. So it was after 2 weeks that I was told, when my condition stabilized. I became critical, I think, around the same time as he passed away. And it was after 2 weeks exactly, when the day I had to be discharged, a day before that, the children decided to share it with me, the news, and I crashed completely. And more than crashing, it was something like you could not say a goodbye to a person you spent 40 years of your life with. So it was like a bomb, that had fallen on me, and I didn't know what was happening. I went into a freeze, and at that moment, I just felt I was given GuruJi's Swaroop, which my children had sent it to me in the hospital. It was right in front of my bed, and I looked at Guruji and I said, I don't know what you are, because you've taken away my life, my journey, what I was living on. I didn't know a life without him. So, and here, I hear that you're taking me in your grace. So I thought my journey had stopped with him. But, how he holds you and how he takes you forward, only he knows. And his timings. He had shown me that his presence is there and that he was there for me. But 2 months later, of course, I flew down to Dubai. My son is based in Dubai. Went to Dubai, and I did not want to think about Guruji. And before leaving, I was given this book, Light of Divinity, by a Sangat, who said that she's been asked by Guruji to give me this book, that I must carry it with me. And I told her, I said, I will not be looking at it also. She said, no, just keep it. Even if you don't read it, just keep it. And so it happened about 2, 3 months, I think 3 months later in Dubai. I needed something. I'd kept this book in my stroller, and I needed something from the stroller. And I take out, that medicine actually, and I wanted to eat it. And then I see Guruji's Swaroop in that stroller. I see this book, Light of Divinity, in that stroller. And this was way in the middle of the night, around 2 p.m. So I decided to take it out. I don't know what made me take it out. I took out Guruji's Swaroop and kept it on the shelf in front. And I take out this book, Light of Divinity, and I just start reading it. I just read one page and closed it and kept it aside. And this was around 3 a.m. that I must have finished reading. And 7 a.m. in the morning, I get an invite for Guruji's Satsang. I did not know what a Satsang is. And so I was so surprised. So I called out my daughter-in-law and I said, I don't know. I'm finding it very strange, that very mystic, that I took out this book last night. And early in the morning, I'm getting this invite for a satsang. So she says, Mom, can we invite those people over? They've been wanting to meet you. I said, of course. And so I wanted to understand what a satsang is. So I asked the Sangat, what is a satsang? So she said, you just come and experience it. So it is just Shabad and it's Gurbani, and you will like it, So my daughter-in-law helped me to go there. She came along with me, and we both went for the first satsang a week later. And that day was my first release that I had since the time my husband had left his body. So I think those 2 hours, I felt as if each and every Shabad was playing for me. I was staring out. The full 2 hours was like a release for me. I could not eat the chai prasad, which I ate later, but that was something to experience for me. And I felt the power, the energy, the aura, the whole atmosphere was so beautiful. But yeah, I was in my grief, but at the same time, I was getting a release of my grief. So that was the start of my journey with Guruji. And but how Guruji takes you forward, I think that was the most important thing. That first he got me to the satsang, and then he sends me his Sangat, his very pyari Sangat, Anita Kumar Aunty. So this Sangat, I attended the satsang, introduced me to Anita Kumar Aunty the next day. She was coming back from Georgia, and she was happy to meet me, and she really wanted to. My friend, the Sangat, was very keen that I meet up with Anita Aunty, and I thought, okay, I didn't know what I was in for, and so I thought half an hour. What else can we talk? I was so full of grief. I was not in a state to meet people, so. Yeah, it started half an hour, became 3 hours, then it became 4 hours. So I think that was the turning point because Guruji sends his own Sangat, his own ways of conveying messages which he's trying to convey to you. I was still not understanding from the Shabad Gurbani the messages that he gives us. It took me a while to start. Even now, I don't think I understand most of it, but a few lines here and there we do understand and start connecting. But how she shifted my life in that time, because what Guruji's message to me was to be in gratitude. I was totally engulfed with my grief and I could not see the world outside me. I did not want to know. I think I was just so engrossed in my life that I didn't know what I have to do. I was so lost. I was so lost because a person who's healthy, never had any issue in life, just goes off, in 3 days. Like, it's something, it's kind of a little, it's a shock. So, yeah, but she made me understand that the gratitude for the life that you've lived for 40 years with him. So, you had a beautiful life. You have two beautiful children who love and dote and care for you. And, your husband has left you in comfort. So you have comforts, you have a roof over your head, you have everything going for you. So one has to just learn to shift your focus from grief to gratitude. And another thing that started dawning on me was the acceptance. I think that acceptance of the fact that there is no permanence in life, that none of us are going to be there permanently. And the fact that he has gone and that Guruji has taken him in his grace. So, yeah, when I said I took that Swaroop out from my stroller, I kept it in the middle of the night. In the morning, when I look at it, I realized that Guruji's Swaroop was right next to my husband's, picture that I had kept. And a few days later, I think when I started understanding, that's when I understood that he has taken him in his grace and he's taken him away from all sufferings and he's in a good space with him. So, but yes, the life journey has to go on, and I think we are all in that phase where we have to go on each day. But huge gratitude to Guruji, how he held my hand from there, that day onwards. I think, I don't know for how many janams or years he had been holding my hand. To just share one point, if I may, that I had actually had his physical darshan in 1995. I had seen him. He was wearing a beautiful green chola. He looked so handsome and his aura was beautiful. But I was again blinded, or probably Guruji felt it was not my right time to connect with him. So I did meet him. I did do his charan sparsh. I did touch his feet. But I was still in my mind that, we are not in that time where we should be following gurus and all. So I think it was my time. It was not my time. It was Guruji's timing. But he blanked me out. Till 2021, I had no memory that I had even met him once. I had no mind till in 2022 when I went visiting my brother in Canada. He reminded me when I told him that I'm following Guruji, and he says, "You do remember I had taken you to meet Guruji?" And that's when the flashing memory came back that yes, I had met him. So coming back to acceptance, I think once we come into the mode of acceptance that this is how life has to be, but like feeling Guruji's presence is such a huge factor in our lives. I think for each one of us, we all know how we experience, how he gives us satsangs each day. It's magical. It's a journey which is magical. I went back to South Africa after a year, and we decided to wind up and give up our house there because children were not comfortable that I can live alone because there is security issue there, and to live alone in a big house was as it is, we have cameras there, we have all kinds of security and everything there to live. So living alone was kind of not possible. So decided to wind up and move from there. Still not sure where I'm going, what I'm doing. So yeah, so I go there and I decide to place my house, for either rent or selling or whatever. Still thinking that I might come back. I might come and spend a few months every year here. But Guruji has his plans very clear, and I think I went back in. First, I went in March and then went back in June when we finally decided that we are placing the house. And a week before that, we had contacted the agents and we placed it in the market. So the day I reached Johannesburg, the agent said, I have a client who would like to view your home. So I said, okay, that's wonderful. So the norm is that you should be out of the house. So since I just arrived, so I just asked him, I said, I'll just be in one room and then I can move away, or I'll just sit in the garden when the client is. So he said, that's fine. You can just be there. So after the client viewed the home, he fell in love with the house. And I just, I got introduced to him and I just told him how this house has been our journey and it's been very beautiful and lucky for us. So just had those few words or whatever it was, whatever Guruji made me say at that moment. I think within an hour, I got an offer for the house. And I think we negotiated a little. And the next day, the deal was signed. So my agent says he has been in this line for 30 long years. He has never seen a house go so quickly. And that also a time when the market was completely dead. It was a dead market in South Africa. South Africa was going through major power crisis at that time in 2021, 2022. And the time I went in June, it was freezing cold. Like it's normally -1, -2 degrees, at nighttime, and morning is about 12, 13. So and the houses are cold. You don't have central heating there. And we would have heaters running, underfloor heater. But if there is no light for six hours, how are you going to cope? Now, Guruji's miracle, if I may share, it's a beautiful experience. I've heard satsangs later of many sangat who've experienced things with Guruji, but he made me experience this. Now, the whole of Johannesburg had power cuts and they had time slots. Like our area had to go at certain time for 6 hours at a stretch. The whole area had no electricity, but my house and my neighbor's house had no power cut for those 1.5 months, or I think almost 2 months that I was there to finalize my deal, to finalize everything, to move my bags, to send, pack up my house. I was there for almost 2 months. Not a single day did we experience power cut. And I shared this with the person who bought the house that, you can see that we are not experiencing even a power cut. So he said, I hope you will leave your luck with me. But as Guruji's plan, I think the day we left the house, literally, I think 2 days later, we get a message. They are part of that whole power cut phase. So, how Guruji protects you, how he shows his presence to you. I mean, if you tell somebody, nobody can believe or even understand how is this happening. But only as a Sangat, now we understand it was Guruji and Guruji alone who was holding our hand, protecting us so that you don't fall sick, that you are able to go through your process that you are here for. I mean, I would have had to get a, generator put, or, and there were so many objections because that was not required. And so many things I was planning in my head when I was going, that how am I going to cope and how am I going to go through. But you don't have to think twice when it's Guruji. And it's much later that I heard the satsang of one of the Sangat when they shared how they've driven for miles together without any fuel in their car. And it's only Guruji's. I mean, Guruji sits on the wheel and he drives your car, which is the life, driving your life, literally. I think in my journey, I think Guruji has held my hand. And I think every step, every day, I think it's not every breath. I think I don't know what my next step is, next day is, next minute is. I think I don't know because I have no plan. I have no plan whatsoever how I have to conduct my life, how I have to go forward. But, the kind of love and confidence that he's given us, and, that Shabad that plays Satguru Pyara Mere Naal Hai. That was the first Shabad that I had heard and it connected with me. And that Shabad was with me through my time, even in the hospital. And somehow, every time I put on any playlist, this Shabad has always played with me. So, this is his a way of showing it to me that he is walking the journey with me and that I'm not alone. And walking the journey with him, I think it makes you feel confident in life. You feel you're ready to face the world. I mean, just a small satsang, if I may share. I just went to New York and I just interacted with a Sangat there, went to the New Jersey Mandir, was able to share my satsang there. I just felt at home. I never felt even for a minute that I'm going to a country I don't know anyone except for the people I'm going for or the purpose I'm going for. But no, he's created a family for us, I think, in every part of the world. And how they welcome you and embrace you. And you feel you all have a common journey. You have a common path which we are all treading together. So, so much shukrana to Guruji Maharaj that another Shabad that has helped me stabilize myself and to hold myself has been Thirkar Peso. I was sent by one of the Sangat this particular Shabad, and it is so deep rooted within me now that I think every minute, every day in the morning, I like to listen to this Shabad. And it just shows me that that Guruji's the divine support is there with you, that he's walking with you and he's making you go forward fearlessly. I mean, that fearlessness has come with this journey with Guruji, and this Shabad somehow reinforces, sort of just keeps giving you the strength that, you know, Guruji is there with you and you have no fear. You have no fear with anyone in life. You can, and he makes you walk. I think I never had this confidence all my life, the confidence that he has given me to walk the life with no fear. No fear and with love. There is so much introspection that he has given us. I feel that he has made us a better version of ourselves somewhere. I think helping us to become a better version, because I think we get so lost in this world. And I think I was taking time to, when I moved to India, it was not so easy to just start off. But he made it look so beautiful that he gave me a beautiful Sangat. Started attending Satsangs, just connecting with him, just sitting with him in his darbar each day, each other day, every other day. Just going to the Bara Mandir, even if it was for 2 minutes, like it was just like a walk that he gave me, that you are connected with me, you don't have to fear anything, and I'm there walking with you, so just keep walking fearlessly. So I think it's every day we experience satsangs with him. And I think if I may share something that happened day before yesterday, and I was stacking up my clothes, the woolen clothes. It's a very small little thing, but it can be a life-changing experience, basically. So I had the Shabad Gurbani, Shabad playing in the back. And I had taken a step stool and I just went up. I normally don't do it. My helper does it. And so for what reason, I decided to do it myself. So I took the first step and I went on to the second step. And I kept my things. And when I had to step back, I don't know what happened. I just phased out for a few seconds, or whatever happened. I missed that one step and went straight back onto the lower step. And it was a substantial step. It was not a very small step. But I went back straight on my feet. I mean, I couldn't believe it. I could have fallen back on my head. I could have fallen sideways anywhere. I had no support in front or anywhere. I took no support. I just went back on my feet. So, I mean, the Gurbani is playing, GuruJi's Shabad is playing. So, every minute, I think we experience satsangs with Guruji Maharaj, and he is blessing us every minute. But yes, he does want us to introspect in our life. And I think every morning when I sit down with him, I'm not very good with my meditation. And I do tell Guruji, it's up to you how you want to connect me and how you want to put this bhav into me. I feel I do half the things or probably everything wrong, but it's coming from my heart, and I open out to him and I talk to him every single morning. I make it a point, even if it's for 5 minutes or 15 minutes, I sit down and I tell him how I just tell him, Guruji Maharaj, you have to stay with me through the day. Guide me that I don't do anything wrong, that I don't have any negative thoughts, and I don't want to judge anyone, and I don't want to be judged either. I want to be in your pure form, and I just want to stay in your aura. So I think somewhere it helps me, I know, because I have lightened myself out in the morning, just having those conversations, daily conversations. I think it's like, he has that beautiful smiling, face in front of you, and giving you the assurance that he's with you, and why are you fearing? You know, every travel I take, I go with so much anxiety a few days before. But the moment you surrender to him and you just say, Guruji, aap saath chalna, bas, you just be with me. I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, where I'm going. Just be with me, Guruji Maharaj. And you actually realize that your stresses go off, and you experience him at every moment of your life, whether you're at the airport, whether you're at, you know, everywhere you find, out of nowhere, somebody comes to help you. I have this huge issue that I cannot lift my bags. So, wherever you get a porter, we take it. But where you don't get a porter, and I'm always stressing, how am I going to do it, Guruji Maharaj? But without my asking, most of the time, I would say 90% it's happened, that without my asking, somebody comes along and says, can I help you? So it is not somebody, it is Guruji Maharaj who sent somebody in his form that comes and just helps you out. So I think he makes everything look so simple. And we don't even know. I mean, cannot believe that I deserve a person like him in my life. My journey to have a guru in this lifetime, a guru like him who doesn't ask you for anything. What can we give to you, Guruji Maharaj? Nothing at all. I think we're always taking, and all the time taking from him. I don't never want to ask Guruji Maharaj, but you're always giving. You're so giving. I'll share a satsang about my son that happened last year. It actually happened in 2023. So, having lost my husband, then my son went through, a major back problem. Probably got, triggered with some exercises or something that in the gym. We don't know the real cause, but he came into excruciating pain. Tried everything, all natural ways, for almost 6, 8 months. Nothing was working. And finally, it was decided that he has to go in for a surgery. And, being at this young age of 34, so going in for a surgery, a back surgery, it was a major surgery. And not an easy decision because most of the doctors were saying it should be the last resort. It should be the last resort. So, anyways, the last resort had come, and we had no choice because it had become unbearable for him. So, um, we deciding on the place where he has to go in for a surgery. We had fantastic doctors in South Africa. So now that we had given up, so we didn't want to go back there. So he was in consultation with some doctors in India and in London. So, the only place where we did not think was Dubai, where he's based. Because somehow I think at the back of our mind we didn't have that confidence in the medical in Dubai till then. But now, just literally, I think 2 days before he was to come to India to have his first consultation with the doctors and finalize on his surgery. So he just said, Mom, I can only come once because even traveling is becoming difficult for me. So I said, that's fine. So let's just take the appointments and then you come and then we will decide which doctor to go through. But literally 2 days before he has to come, he goes for a swim in his own building. And there is a gentleman sitting when he comes out of his swim. There's a gentleman sitting right next to him on those, the relaxing chairs outside the swimming pool that you have. And they get talking. And then he sees him uncomfortable and he says, what happened? So he says, this is my condition and I'm planning to go in for a surgery. So he says, I am a doctor myself. And my daughter in law has gone through an identical problem and an identical surgery. So he says, please meet her and don't even think about going anywhere else. Just meet this doctor who's here. So sure enough, my son would say it was just a coincidence. It was his doing, everything. But we as Sangat, we know that there are no coincidences with Guruji Maharaj. Everything that happens is planned by him. And it is so timely. It is so timely. It is unreal. So my son meets this girl who has gone through that surgery, and she endorses this doctor, and she says he is one of the best doctors. He's a Taiwanese doctor who's been invited by the government in Dubai, and he has been the person he was part of the team who started the surgery in Taiwan. And he has trained the doctors world over, including Indian doctors in India. So she said, don't even think twice. He's a man of few words because language is an issue with him. But just go meet him and see how you feel. Sure enough, next day they get an appointment, they meet him, and my son talks to me about it. I was in a little bit of a shock because I think our mindset that Dubai is not so equipped with medical equipments. Hospitals are not so equipped, everything. So those doubts keep coming in your mind. So I said, okay, let's think about it for tonight. And then, so next morning, I sit in my meditation with Guruji Maharaj, and I just talked to him, Guruji Maharaj, please, you have to guide him. I know you are making this happen. But you have to give me the confidence that this is fine and this is, where it has to be or how it has to be. And if it is not, then don't make it happen then. And I don't know, that voice kept coming to me. Guruji Maharaj is telling me, yes, yes, yes. So it was not once, it was not twice, it was just multiple times that yes was coming to me, that he must go through with the surgery in Dubai. So I just call him up immediately after that. And I tell him, I said, go ahead with it. I think I'm getting this message that you're in the right place. And also, when I spoke to the doctors here, what I was understanding is now from my house to go to Medanta is a 1.5 hour drive. And to go for the follow up meets and to go for those physio sessions in the hospital, which you need for a month or 2 months. And, we have to say that Delhi has come a long way, but still those challenges are there. The roads are not that even. There are bumpers and the traffic is like that. So there would have been challenges to face after surgery. So, but no, Guruji Maharaj says he's going to make things as comfortable as possible. So he goes in for a surgery. I was there with him. I was not there, but Guruji Maharaj was there. I'm sitting and just chanting Om Namah Shivaya, Guruji Sada Sahai, Om Namah Shivaya, Guruji Sada Sahai. I said, Guruji, this surgery you have to perform. You have to be with the kids. And that's it. But it was a 3.5 hour surgery and went on to a little longer because it was a very complicated one. But where those 3.5 hours went, normally I'm a person who would crash because I've never handled it alone, these situations. So uh, I don't know where it went. I was just so engrossed. I don't know what I was doing. Guruji kept me so busy. The time was gone. The doctor came out and said this. He was very convinced with the surgery. It was a very major one. He had to go much beyond what he had planned. So that's why the longer surgery. And that he's going to be fine. Nothing to worry about. So he says just 24 hours, we have to watch him. That is, he rests it up. And the next morning, he's made him walk. So, Guruji Maharaj, how he makes things happen every minute, Guruji Maharaj, Shukrana, Shukrana, Shukrana. I have this Guruji Swarup where he's got his hands like this, which gives me this feeling that he is holding our hands every minute. Even if we forget him for a minute or times, but he does not leave us. He has held us and he will hold us and he is holding us. And I think we can just continue with our gratitude that Guruji Maharaj just keep holding our hands, just keep guiding us and make us worthy of you, because we make so many mistakes every single day. I think that introspection goes on every single day, where we are introspecting ourselves that, oh my God, why did I get this thought also in my mind? Oh God, I said something wrong. I hope I've not hurt anyone. I hope I've not done this right. I hope, it's like I'm introspecting myself every single day. But yeah, just to be in his raza, in his bliss, I think in his ras, if I would say, I think his ras, listening to satsangs, is so blissful. And I have to mention here that, you know, we are so eternally grateful to the old Sangat who have sort of, convinced, not only convinced us, they have actually made us understand how their journey with Guruji was and how Guruji had actually blessed their lives. And also the fact that they have seen the visions that he has been with them. I think our confidence somewhere comes from them as well, because I feel that, that confidence of starting our journey with Guruji is definitely influenced by our old Sangha. Listening to their Sangats, listening to their journeys with Guruji Maharaj, the most beautiful experiences that they have had, how he has healed people, how I have to share this one satsang that one Sangat, very old Sangat, had shared with me. It was just, we met somewhere and she shared very briefly, not more than 2 or 3 minutes. She said, when Guruji was informed, and, she got that one opportunity where he asked her to press his feet. And while she was pressing his feet, I think it was for a few moments, probably, a few minutes, could be 15, 20 minutes that she was pressing. She says, when I started, his legs and his feet were like so soft. They were so soft. And suddenly, while she was holding them, it went so stiff, so hard. And it's only much later that she realized that he is omnipresent and that he was somewhere else. Where he had gone, he had probably left his body for those few moments and then again come back into form. I mean, that experience, it has stayed so much in my mind that I just feel, wow, like Guruji Maharaj is actually omnipresent. He is there with each one of us. The number of Sangat that we have here, the multiple, I mean, the belief that we have, and how he makes your journey even more comfortable. Like I did my first satsang in Delhi, and also blessed by Guruji's Sangat who encouraged me to just go ahead. Again, Anita, Aunty. And I just said that I have one date where my children are coming from, my daughter is in Bahrain and my son is in Dubai, and everyone is coming down to Delhi. And one common day that we have, and it happens to be Shivratri. So now I want to do a satsang, but I don't know who will come for the satsang. She says, don't worry. Just announce the satsang, just do it. Even if there are 5 people, 10 people, it doesn't matter. Just do your satsang. It is a hukam from Guruji Maharaj. Is Guruji's satsang not your satsang? So I said, okay. So I decided to keep Guruji's satsang on the Shivratri day in 2023. And in February 2023. And I mean, I felt I had probably, not me, but Guruji had invited his Sangat. And I had over 60, 70 Sangat who had come to attend, including my children, my grandchildren. It was the most blissful Sangat for me, I mean, satsang for me, because I think my first, where I opened up my heart, where I opened out my journey, my home opened up, where Guruji Maharaj gave darshan in his physical form there, and how he made everything happen. So I just Now the langar prasad had to be made. How a sangat actually bought the charan for me and kept it ready. So I had the Guruji's chola. Everything just, I mean, all the sangat just came forward to help me, and everything was set up. His darbar was set up a day before, and everything was. And to make the langar, he sent me his own sangat. I just asked, for a helper to come and help, in the kitchen. And she says, Jai Guruji. And I said, wow, you are also a Guruji believer? She says, Hanji. And I said, wow. And, there it was. And there onwards, I think my journey has started that I can make the langar at home. And it is his Sangat who is coming and doing the seva. So he gives the seva who he wants to give the seva to. So all the Sangat who's helped me and through this journey, his parivar, I think I do shukrana to each and every Sangat for being in this Guruji's journey with me. I think it's a journey with Guruji Maharaj, but this journey will not be complete without his Sangat, without his Parivar, and how he has kept us all entangled. Again, I love this. If I may just show, this is always next to me, and I just feel he's always just holding our hand all the time. And that assurance that he's holding our hand at all times is amazing. So I will, like to just say my last gratitude. It is never last, it is everlasting, Guruji Maharaj, to keep us in your Sharan, to bless all the Sangat who is listening to the Sangat. Thank you for giving me this opportunity. Thank you for making me feel worthy to even share your satsang, Guruji Maharaj. I feel I always belittle myself so easily, but but I think the confidence that Guruji Maharaj has given in this lifetime, I think it's something which is unparalleled. Which is unparalleled is the word. I mean, it is a journey with where he's created happiness. He's shown me how to live life and not to just sit and grieve. No, that is not the way to live. You have to move on. You have to enjoy life, to live, travel, do everything, and travel and meet his Sangat as well. I go to Dubai, I meet his Sangat there, I feel I have a family there. I go to Bahrain, I go to Satsang there, and I feel I have a family there. I'm not there, but Guruji Maharaj takes you with him everywhere. He travels with you, he gives you that comfort, he gives you his immense, immense love that I think Shukrana is too small a word to say to him. But just keep us in your Sharan, Guruji Maharaj, till our last breath. Just want to leave this body sitting in your Charan Maharaj, because there is nothing more blissful than a journey with you. The confidence of walking with you is the most beautiful confidence. We have the huge support of family, your siblings, your children at every time. And I think siblings also, and children, I think mainly the children also support you in your journey. Whenever Guruji Maharaj wants to joro them, he will, I know, connect them to himself. But I know that they are part of him. We are, each and every one of us are just part of you, Guruji Maharaj. And Aapi ke ang hai, and we are going to go back into you. So you are the one who's brought us into this world, and you are the one, our caretaker. And we surrender to you in gratitude for taking us in your Sharan and keeping us afloat and making our life worthy of living, so that we also walk the path that you have shown us and walk with our heads up and bowing down to you. Shukrana Maharaj, and Shukrana to all the Sangat, and Shukrana to everyone and who has helped me to come onto this platform. Shukrana. Thank you. Jai Guruji.